the real cost of divorce. No one wants to talk about this, and it's a difficult subject because if you do get divorced, you obviously feel guilty, and no one wants to address that guilt or make you feel even more guilty. But for those of you contemplating divorce as a solution to a communication problem, it's the wrong solution. If we go towards divorce, it's merely because of trauma. And what trauma has done is cause a communication problem. It causes us not to have the skills to be able to send love to somebody else, and also even harder to let love in and risk that love being taken away or fail. In every single relationship, it's never about the topic. And if you understand that, you get to the real underlying issues, which is what we need in a relationship as men and women. And those needs are very different. So men in a relationship need appreciation, they need respect, and they need to feel like they're making their partner happy. And women don't want to be made happy, but that is an inbuilt male need that occurs. Women in a relationship need to feel cherished. They need to feel they are the most important thing in that man's life. They need to feel safe and protected. They need to feel that all areas of life are being taken care of, and he's aware of all those areas. Otherwise, she carries the burden. And what happens is when those needs are not met, then we start talking about the topics. He says this or he does this, he leaves the toilet seat up, he doesn't clean his teeth properly, he doesn't take care of the kids, he forgot to take the rubbish out, or she's never appreciative, she's always complaining. And we think these things are endemic to being men and women, but they're not. They're the result of an improper communication code being carried out between the couples. And this code has been set in place by millions of years of evolution as to the actual needs that men and women have. As an example, you may not know, but when we ask somebody for love, when we demand love or try and get love, or we're needy, what it does is, through evolution, it causes the cortisol levels in our bodies to go up, the stress hormone. So we're more stressed, we're less loving, we're less open. However, when we give in a relationship, cortisol levels go down and oxytocin levels go up. This is built-in evolution, and it doesn't change in this culture of different views and opinions. These things are laws and they are built in. And so when you're giving in a relationship, oxytocin is the connector hormone, and you feel more connected, and of course so does the other person. We have to understand these differences. And the cost of divorce is unfortunately very high for our children. Children of divorced parents unfortunately suffer many more social problems, do less well in school, have high rates of suicide, have higher rates of disconnection, high rates of self-harm, high rates of low self-esteem, and the list goes on. No one comes through a divorce unscathed by that divorce, because the reality is every single child wants their parents to stay together. Now, I get right now, you may be in a situation where it's like, there's no way I want to be with this person. My needs have not been met for years. Why would I want to stay with him? That's insane. But we've seen transformation after transformation. Just after 3 days of correcting this communication code and people understanding that it's not the person that you're with, it's whether or not you can send love and receive love, and what are the blocks to that love. And when you understand that and can remove those blocks out of the way, what each partner finally feels is real and true love from the other person. And they realize that love has always been there. All that's been built up is resentment. So if you want to change this dynamic, if you want to join our mission to create much better marriages, much better families, and stop the social cost of divorce across our nations, across our country, and across the world, then come on board for a discovery call. We'd love to assist you to actually see at a personal level how this can work for you in your marriage, in your relationship, and your family, and ultimately in your world around you.